怎么样子过，或者是做领导其他的事情的一个做法。
And on Sabbath, I believe that there is no regular stewardship department meeting every Sabbath.
像在安息天，我们没有每个安息天都有所谓的管家的聚会。
There is no regular women ministries meeting every Sabbath.
每个安息天没有定期的所谓的妇女事工的聚会。
But we can do all of other programs through small group because we consider small group as the smallest unit of a church, aside from family, of course.
那所以我们可以透过小组可以进行很多的事工，因为那个是教会里面最小的一个单位来去执行很多的事情。
We have Adventist Mission Department.
我们也有所谓的全球布道事工这个部门。
But since small group somehow is related to Sabbath school classes and other things, then it has been attached to the Sabbath school department.
那这个所谓的全球布道这个事工部门，它有时候进行的一些事工，实际上是归属在安息日学底下。
And that is why we have these small group initiatives.
所以这就是为什么我们有这个小组的，现在很流行讲这块叫做倡议，就是首要的一个提倡。
Well, I sense that there are 2 or 3 people missing.
我感觉到好像有2、3只羊
I sense
迷失了。
Do you know how many people are not attending this afternoon?
今天可以算得出来有多少人
Can somebody mention exactly how many are not
有人
attending?
可以告诉我，我们应到人数应该是多少人吗？
Or do you think everyone attended this, attending the meeting in the morning are also now here attending the meeting in the afternoon?
你认为今天早上参加的人现在都在了吗？
If there are 2 or 3 people are not here, do you know who they are?
如果有2、3个人不在了，你们会知道是谁吗？
Then you have to look around. This is because we don't have small groups here.
我们就会开始看周围，我们会这样子反应的原因是我们没有。
If only we have been divided into smaller groups with one leader, we will know exactly who is not here now.
如果我们分成小组，然后小组里面有组长，我们会马上知道谁不在。
So in the setting of a church without small group, everything would seem normal, although in one Sabbath, 2 or 3 people are not coming.
那在一个没有小组的教会里面呢，每个安息天如果少了2、3个人，会被视为很正常，因为每个人知道。
And the church will start to worry after 3 or 4 months.
教会开始担心的时候，恐怕已经是3、4个月以后的事了。
But with small group, even one Sabbath, we will worry if there is one. It's not
可
coming.
是如果我们教会是以小组的方式组成的话，即使一个人没来，我们就会担心说，怎么没来了？
All right, now let us talk about a cycle of small group.
今天下午我们先来开始谈有关小组的循环。
I say this cycle because it begins with the formation of the small group and it will go through its regular initiatives and activities and until we will have a harvest in a small group.
我也之所以会说循环的原因是我们从开始组成小组，然后呢开始有一些的倡议，然后最后到有一个收割，这样有一个循环。
I learned from some books that small groups usually will not have a long duration.
我从一些书籍里面呢学习到，就是说小组通常呢它不会延续很长的时间。
Usually it is good for 6 months or maybe the longest would be 1 year.
最长大概是6个月，甚至最长到1年的时间。
And then the following year you can have another small group.
然后在隔年的时候又是另外一
Or
个
you can be
循环
member of another small group. You can arrange
或
every
者是
year.
呢重新打散，又再加入到另外一个小组。
The reason I put this as one cycle because I'm thinking of evangelism now.
那我之所以另外一个原因是说循环，是我现在脑子里面的这个想法是在讲一个布道的一个循环。
I believe is closer from NSB is here. Is closer.
我相信是北亚太方会的科牧师 柯荣恩牧师。
He would say, I believe, evangelism is not an event.
我相信他会说，布道会不是一个事件。
It is a process and it is a lifestyle. He would say that.
他会说，它是一个过程，是一个生活的方式。
That's why the purpose of this presentation is to involve all the members to be in a small group, to be involved in the cycle and a process of evangelism.
所以我们接下来要讲的就是，我们希望能够涵盖所有的弟兄姐妹，透过小组的方式，一起参与一个过程，做布道的工作。
So I would go with the 6-month cycle.
所以我接下来要用一个6个月的循环来跟大家分享。
So this is a cycle.
就是这是一个循环。
And of course, at the beginning, we would spend more time within the 6 months of the first cycle in the preparation and the formation of the small group.
那在这个6个月的循环里面，我们在第一个循环会花比较多的时间，为的是能够成立小组。
Usually, the first year is the first it is the year of struggling.
通常第一年是一个挣扎的一年。
If we can pass this first year successfully, then we will have good small group.
那如果我们能够撑过那个挣扎的第一年呢，我们就会接下来会有成功的小组。
Some churches like new rising or upcoming churches would have only perhaps one small group, which is the church, because they have only 15 members.
那对于一个刚刚起步的教会来讲，他的教会可能只有一个小组，因为他的教友数可能只有15位而已。
But I believe that even for the newly established congregation, like what we have as under Pastor Chayung Sik, perhaps they have now maybe already more than 10 people gathering together every Sabbath.
刚刚那个教会讲的那个牧师是谁？我不晓得。所以种子牧师他的教会刚刚成立，所以他的教会人数不多。
They have even more than 10 already. They could maybe have, if not one, that is 2 small groups.
如果不是1，可能至少可以成立2个小组。
The simplest way of explaining small group is like this.
最简单的小组大概是这样子。
If one congregation has only 15 members,
如果一个教会只有15个教友，
then that 15 members of this church are actually members of that one small group.
那么这个15位也就是那个教会的小组的成员。
And the simplest way of explaining small group is when we have a small church.
所以我们一开始的时候，最容易成立小组的方式就是我们从小的教会开始发展的时候。
Because that church is a small group.
因为那样人数的教会，它就是一个小组的教
Now
会。
let me ask you, if you have a church with 15 members,
我问你假设你的教会
in which you have one small group,
那这15个人也就是一个小组，
will you meet every week or not?
你会每一周会见面一次吗？
Will you meet every week?
你每一周都会见面一次
You
吗
will.
你会。
These 15 members.
因为这只有15个教
Will
友。
you have a Sabbath school program or not?
你们会不会有安息日学节目？
You will.
会的。
Will you have a Bible study after Sabbath school in terms of sermon or not?
如果在安息日学之后，你们会在一起研究圣经吗？
Will you have a plan on how to make the church grow or not?
你们这15个人的教会会不会一起计划说让这个教会增长啊？
Of course you will.
当然你会。
And that 15 members in that local church, they are actually a small group.
那这个有15个人的教会呢，它实际上就是一个小组。
They will have a leader.
你有领袖在那里。
This small group of a church with 15 members will have a treasurer.
这个拥有15个教友的教会也会有司库。
They will have 1 or 2 deaconess.
你会有1-2个
And deacons.
男女执事。
They will have someone in charge of maybe Samu, the Samonim, the wife would be in charge for the food.
师母可能专门负责聚餐。
It means that even in a small church with 15 members, We know it is one small group, and that is the way we run a small group, like running a church.
那我们知道，如果这个教会只有15个人，它运作的方式就是一个小组的运作方式，因为它只有15个人。
When this church grow to 45, let's say.
那我们假设这个15个人教会增长到45个人了。
Now what we can do is to have 3 small groups.
那么我们可以做的就是怎么样让这个45个人的教会变成
3个小组。And each small group will run just like that church 3 years ago that had only 15 members.
那这个已经变成45个的教会，它还是可以像3年前只有15个人的教会的时候那样的运作。
So that is why we say the way we run small group is just like we run not exactly the same, but it is just like running a local church.
所以我们才会说运作小组的模式当然不是完全一样，但是就好像在运作一间教会一样的意思。
I think I'm very lucky because I was appointed only in small churches.
那我非常的幸运，16个分会的团队当中，我被指派到比较
There was a time that there was only one time I was appointed in the very large church.
有一次我被指派到一个非常大的
I
教会。
shared with you already that experience. That was about 300, 400 members.
那我跟你分享过，就是300-400个教员。
But most of the time, I am a specialist of small churches.
那大部分的时候，我是小教会的专家，
And it was very good.
是非常好的那种经验。
There was a time that when I was in charge of a local church with very few members.
那我也曾经负责过只有非常极少的教友的教会。
Some members are scattered, and there was a family who lived about 440 kilometers from the church. 440 kilometers.
我负责的教会的教友都是分散的，甚至有的教友距离呢，比从台北到垦丁还远。
But that was
400多公里。
That was good.
但是很好。
Because I will not push that members to come to the church every Sabbath.
因为我不会逼如果我是在台北，我不会逼；我在基隆，我不会逼垦丁的教友。
I will say to them, just stay there and let's begin our new church there.
然后我会跟他讲说，你就在那里，然后我们尝试在那里开始。
And that is the way the small group begins.
小组成立的方式就是这样。
There was another group with 2 families.
那有另外一组的是有2个家庭的小组。
One policeman and one teacher family.
就是警察跟老师的家庭。
That I had to travel with by a river boat. River boat.
我必须搭乘那个像泛舟的那种船。
For 2 days and 1 night.
2天1夜。
I'm talking about this big island in Kalimantan. You have these big rivers.
你想象一下，在加里曼丹他们的河都很大，然后搭乘那个叫什么，在河上面的舟。
I had to visit them in order to serve them communion service.
我必须去拜访他们，为了要主持圣餐礼。
And
每一季的时候。
Instead of bringing them to the main church, I say, stay there and let us begin a church there.
所以，与其把他们就拉到母堂来，我就跟他们讲说，就留在那里，我们在那里开始另外一个。
So although there are only few, they have a leader, they have a treasurer in a small group.
所以他们虽然只有少数一点点人，但是他们有领袖啊，有一些他们就是可以一起。
They also made evangelistic meetings.
他们也有布道会，
but they were small.
但是他们人数少。
We don't need to become a big group in order that we can do all other things that the church is doing.
那我们不需要把教会弄到有很多的人数，才可以做教会可以做的事。
That is the way we are doing it.
所以这个就是我们做事的方法。
Sometimes you would like to have big churches.
有些时候我们想说，我们教会很大了再说。
Where we can have maybe 10 different small groups instead of having one big church.
也许我们可以有10个不同类别的小组，比那个很大的教会还来得好。
So that is the idea of running a small group, just like running a church.
所以这个就是运作小组的概念，就像运作教会一样。
This is a long introduction to this short presentation, but let me share with you one more thing.
这个是很长的一个导言。
Yeah. Another small church that I was pastoring.
另外一个我所牧养过的小教会，
Maybe I shared this already with some of you.
可能我有跟其他一些
Let me share it again.
我再分享一次吧。
I was the first pastor to come and I was assigned by the mission, by the conference to be in that territory.
我是第一个被区会指派到某个地区的传道人。
There was no pastors before.
在那个之前没有任何的传道人。
But I like this mission.
但是我非常喜欢这个差派。
Because they were so sensitive with any opportunity for planting a church.
因为有这样的机会呢，可以在那个地方植堂。
So we were all young pastors at the time, and they would send young pastors to go to these remote places that it would be difficult to reach.
所以当时我们有很多年轻同工的，我们就被派到那个很难进入的地区去做植堂的工作。
The purpose is for church planting.
目的是为了去那边开拓植堂。
And when I arrived there, I couldn't find a church, but only a small group.
那我到那里的时候，我找不到有任何的教堂，但是有几个小组。
But this small group should meet every week, otherwise there is no church.
如果他们每个礼拜没有见面的话呢，因为他没有教会。
Then we had a Sabbath school leader.
我们有安息学的
We had the treasurer already.
有司库了。
We had one deacon, one deaconess.
女执事。
We have an AY leader.
我们甚至有妇龄青年团团长。
And for the AY program, all the members come there because we are only few.
那要举行妇龄青年团聚会的时候，是所有的教友都来，因为教友就那么少。
For the midweek prayer meeting, everyone will come.
那周间的祷告聚会的时候，也是所有的
For Sabbath school and then for the church, everyone will come.
那不管是什么样型的聚会，是所有的教友都来。
Because at the time we were only 8 persons, 9 with me.
因为当时我们的教友呢，只有8个人加我，总共9位。
So if there was only one person who did not come to church, we all know and we will be very worried.
所以只要有一个人没有来，我们都会知道，然后就很担心，怎么没来了
What happened with her?
那个人怎么会没来了
Is she working on Sabbath?
安息天在去工作吗
Or is she sick?
或是生病了吗
Everyone will be worried.
大家都开始担忧
So that is how we begin a church.
所以那当时我们是这样开始那个教
And
会
we just consider this small group like a church.
那但是我们就把那个小组当作是一间教会
We have everything that a church would do.
我们拥有所有一个教会做该做事情的一个条件都具备
So this coming Chinese New Year, in addition to visiting that small group that I mentioned in the
所以这个要来的这个中国农历年，我除了被邀请去早上我分享的那个教会
I will also spend, the distance is 700 kilometers from the church that I mentioned.
然后呢，接着我到了那个教会之后，我要花700公里的距离去拜访
But I'm planning to visit
植堂的这个地方
I'm planning to visit that church also.
但是我计划了应该去拜访这个教会
Because this small group of 8 people that began with the 8 people at the time,
因为当时只有8个人的教会
it was in the year of 1992.
1992 年
We began that small group.
我们开始那个小组
Now we have there 2 local churches.
现在已经有2个地方教会
Now we have a school with 200 students.
然后呢这2个教会呢建立了一个有200个学
But
生
it
的
all
学校
began with a small group.
但是这一切都是从小组开始的
Now just imagine this.
想象一下
We have a church with 50 members.
我们的教会里面有50个教友
Now let us divide these 50 members into at least 4 groups.
我们说把这50个人转
And we
化
will
为
tell
4个小组
and we will tell every group,
然后我们会告诉每一个小组
please do everything with the purpose of mission.
做所有该做的事情，但是是以传福音的目的
As if you are the only Adventist in this town and no others.
然后想象自己就是在那个地区唯一的妇灵信徒或教会
Because sometimes when we depend on one another,
因为有些时候当我们互相依靠的时候
we also depend on one another in church attendance.
有些时候我们也是互相的依靠呢来支撑我们的付费率
What I mean is like this.
我的意思是什么呢
I would not be very worried if I'm not coming to church
如果我没有到教会，我现在会非常担心。
Because I know that if I'm not coming in the church, there are still 100 people.
因为如果我就算不到教会里面的，教会里面还是有100位的教友啊。
But if I consider that I am the only Adventist in this town together with these 10 persons,
可是如果我认为我是唯一的这个市里面或者这个镇里面那10个的教友之一，
I will worry if I'm not coming to church or to a meeting, because if I'm not coming, there will be only 9.
如果我不参加教会的话呢，那么这个教会就会只剩下9个人了。
So it is different.
所以不一样。
So I hope we got this concept.
所以我希望大家能够明白我刚刚讲的概
That
念，
is running
把你
a
的小
small,
组，
and that is running a small group
把它当作是这个场市里面唯一的复临信徒，
as if this small group is the only Adventist in the city.
就假设这个小组等于是台中市唯一的复临信徒，就是这个小组而已了，在台中市没有别
That
人。
when this small group dies, the Adventist church in this city also dies.
如果这个小组消失灭亡了，在这个市的这个复临信徒或教会就消失灭亡了。
If you have that concept,
如果有这个概念，
we can run small group.
我们就才有办法建立
Otherwise,
小组。
we will just depend on other things, and we will
要
just
不然我们会认为说，哎呀，我不来也没有关系，
It's all
反
right.
正台中教会还有很多人。
especially when everyone thinks the same.
特别是大家都有这样的想法的时候，
Just like a story of a village, a traditional village.
就好像一个传统的部落村庄一样，
And they would always have an annual festival
他们常常会有丰年祭，
to have wine. They use wine at the time.
那个时候呢就是喝酒的好
They
时
should
候。
bring the best wine for the festival.
丰年祭的时候带那个酿的最好的酒，
And what they would do is they will bring, each family will bring wine and put in the big container.
家族的通常会把那个酒呢放在那个大的那个容器里头，
And there was a family.
然后有一个家庭，
And they thought,
然后他们会想，
well, we don't have a good wine.
哎呀，我们没有好的酒啊。
But I think if we just put some water there, it will not affect the wine.
那我们家族没有好的酒，那我只要加水，应该不会有人知道，也不会影响啊。
Because anyway, everyone else will come with a good wine, and what is this? Only one jar of water. It will not affect the quality of the
因
wine.
为丰年祭的时候，部落的人都带了好酒，那我们这一家只放个水，没差吧？
So in the night,
所以在晚上的时候，
the husband brought this one jar of water to put in the big container.
这家的男主人呢，就带了1罐的水，
And he felt
倒入了
that
这个部落的这个酒，
he felt, okay, it's good, I'm done.
然后他就觉得说
No one would notice me.
我的部分责任
The
完成了。
festival day came.
丰年祭来了，
Now is the time for everyone to enjoy the wine at the time.
是所有的部落的成员一起饮酒。
And so they would like now to get the wine.
他们现在要从里面得到
When they get the wine,
当他们取了
they
这个
found
酒，
out that it's all water.
结果他们发现这个容器里面全部都是水呀、
Why?
为什么？
Because all the families think the same.
因为每一家都想的一样，我放水没有差。
One is thinking, even if I'm not participating, the church is still running.
甚至有的人想说，我就算不来上教会，教会还是继续运作。
Another member will say, well, our pastor is very good. Although I'm not participating, we will still have baptism.
有的教友甚至想说，哎呀，我就算没有参加，我们的牧师
But
今天
imagine,
还是可以让教会。
imagine if all members think the same.
还是想象一下，如果所有的教友都这样子想，
It is not only about participation.
而这就不只是参与的
It
问
is
题，
about Christ calling to be witness,
而是关系到耶稣基督呼召要成为见证人
to，be disciples.
成为门徒这件事。
That is why we are going to do this.
所以这就是我们接下来要做这个事。
So this 6 months, it begins with preparation.
这个6个月里面，我们由准备来开始。
What are the part of the preparation?
准备的部分是什么？
Okay, and then after preparation, we have the action.
然后我们准备之后，我们必须要有行
We are
动。
talking about one cycle.
我们在讲一个循环。
Under the preparation, we need an administrative action.
那在这个准备当中，我们需要采取一些行政，所谓的行政的行动。
Without a church action,
没有教会堂董会的
If
行
the
动。
church, I'm talking about the local church now.
我现在是在讲地方教会，
Because I know that the conference voted it already.
因为我知道台湾区会已经议决。
But if the local church does not make an action,
但是如果地方教会没有采取
this
行
will
动，
not happen.
这个不会发生。
Next is training or promotion.
接着下来就是要训练跟提倡。
I think this is part of the training and promotion of the small group.
这场的研习会就是这个部分吧，好，训练跟提倡。
Next is commitment of the
下一
church
个
members.
是弟兄姐妹的尾声。
Tomorrow, I believe we will have a commitment in the afternoon.
The day after tomorrow，
The day after tomorrow.
我们后天的时候会有一个线上会。
Okay? And then, after that, we have the formation of the small group.
那在这个之后呢，我们就会有小组成型或组成的阶段。
Okay? Administrative action has been taken.
所以这个行政的这个必要措施已经议决了，
But we are still talking on the conference level now.
但是我们还在区位的层级。
Training and promotions are being done,
训练跟提倡现在正在进行，
at least on the conference level.
至少是在区位的层级。
Now we are going to have commitment, and this will involve all the pastors and elders.
那我们来到这个尾声的阶段的时候，这全包含了所有的传道同工。
And then next, we are going to have the formation of the small group.
然后接着下来就是来到组成小组的阶段。
Okay, and then action.
好，在行动的部分呢，
When the small groups are already in formation or formed,
当小组成立的时候，小组，
then the small groups will have the soil preparation.
那么小组就要进行什么行动呢？预备土壤的工作。
This is actually biblical principle. I will share with you a Bible text later.
实际上，这个都是来自圣经的教导。
But there are many churches who are focusing on soil preparation already for 5 years.
但是很多的教会在预备土壤这一块已经预备了5年。
They do community service.
他们做社区服务，
They visit the hospitals, praying for the sick.
他们拜访医院，为那些病痛的人祷告，
And those are very good.
那些是非常好的事。
But those are only soil preparation.
可是那个部分只是属于预备土壤的阶段。
After the soil is prepared,
当松土完毕之后，
we need to scatter the seed.
我们必须要撒种，
We need to sow the seed.
我们必须撒种，
We need to plant.
我们必须种植。
And after that, we need to nurture the planting.
在那个之后，我们必须浇灌我们所种下去的种子。
Well, for number 1, number 2, and number 3,
第一、第二、第三。
according to 1 Corinthians chapter 3,
根据哥林多前书的第3章，
Paul says,
保罗说，
I planted and Apollos watered.
他说我撒种，然后呢亚波罗浇灌，
It means we all can do.
表示我们所有的人都可以参与。
But as far as the harvest is concerned,
但是就收割而言，
that belongs to God.
那是属于上帝。
But we need to do our part.
但是我们必须做我们的部分。
So this is one cycle of a small group activities.
所以这个是所谓的小组的循环。
This could be also one cycle of a church.
这个也可以成为是教会的一个布道的循环。
Before a church is organized,
教会组织之
there
前，
will be an administrative action.
会先采取这个所谓的
Leaders of the church will be
行
prayed.
政相关的一些
And then you
议决，
have a commitment of all the church members.
然后我们会训练提倡，然后再
And after that, you
来到
have
尾声，
the church organization ceremony.
然后我们会有那个所谓的组织的这个仪式，
Then the church will start functioning.
然后教会才开始呢行动。
With community service, planting, watering, and then harvest.
撒种啦，浇灌啦，然后
So
收
this
割。
cycle of small group also a cycle of really the whole world church.
所以这个小组的循环，实际上也是整个教会的循环，
Because this is the way we fulfill the Great Commission.
因为这个就是我们完成大使命的方式。
Go therefore and make all nations my disciples.
所以你们要去使万民做我的门徒，
And baptize them in the name of God the Father and the Son and the Holy Spirit.
然后奉父子圣灵的名为他们来施洗，
And teach them everything that I have taught you.
然后凡我所教导你们的都教导他们。
And we do that commission on the basis of small group.
那我们不断的做这个事，以这个小组
So
的方
this
式。
is the cycle of 6 months.
所以这是一个6个月的循环。
And we can say for the first cycle, let's spend about 1 month for the preparation.
我们来说，我说这个6个月的循环呢，在这个准备的部分是需要1
And
个
then
月。
about 5 months. Do we have 5 there?
Yes.
In Chinese?
There.
It's there. It's different. Huh?
There.
Okay. And we have 5 months for the action.
那我们接下来的行动呢，是花5个月。
Now it depends on when you start.
这个是看您是从哪里开始。
I believe that if we are all serious with this,
如果我们都很认真的看待这
and we
些，
are starting it now, January, and maybe toward the middle of February,
那如果我们现在开始，可能2月中我们可以开始。
I believe the end of the first cycle would be by July.
所以如果我们照这个来做，大概7月底的时候，这个循环就结束了。
The harvest could be done, in fact, in the combined church evangelistic meeting in one local church. The harvest could be done either in a small group or combined as a local church.
收割的这个行动可以是在一个小组里面完成，或者是以整个教会的方式来完成。
Sometimes I have observed some problems, some concerns,
我有一些担忧，有些时候，
especially in mass evangelistic meetings.
尤其是在那个大型的布道会里头。
I talk as a church pastor.
Oh,
When I
was
was
it?
church pastor.
我是以一个地方教会堂主任的身份来说这句。
You know, a good church will have baptism even without evangelistic meeting.
A
good and healthy church will have harvest even without evangelistic meeting.
一个好的健康的教会，即使没有公众布道会，也会有收割。
If you run the small group properly,
如果你很正确的来运作小组，
we can have harvest.
我们可以有收割的。
But public evangelistic meeting is also important
但是公众布道会也同样的重要，
because there are many people who cannot make decision unless there is a special program that is conducted, and that would be the time for them to be convinced to make
因
decision.
为很多的人无法在有进行一些比较特别的节目的安排之下，他没有办法决策来跟主，所以我们需要这样的一个。
When I was a church pastor sometime before evangelistic meeting,
过去还在地方教会服侍的时候，我们在进行一些布道
the
会。
conference would announce,
区会就这样宣布，
Church pastor,
各位地方教会同
if
工
you，have baptismal candidates,
如果你们有那个准备受洗的
please
布
don't
道友，
baptize.
请不要给他们
Please
施洗，
hold, wait.
先等一等，保留，
Wait until the mass baptism.
直到那个联合受洗的时候，再一起施洗，
I know it is not happening in Taiwan. It's not.
是吗？台湾区好像常做这个事，
But in some other places,
但是在有些地方，
please hold, don't baptize
他
yet.
就说先不要受洗哦，等等哦，
Because we want to break the record during the mass
我
baptism.
们要打破记录。
Brothers and sisters, we are talking about soul.
亲爱的弟兄姐妹，我们
If
讲
one
的
person
是
is
灵魂
ready,
我们在讲的是一个灵魂，如果他准备好了，
please don't postpone.
请不要单言。
If you postpone 1 week or 2 weeks, you don't know what will happen to that person in 2 weeks.
如果我们拖延1个星期、2个星期，你会不知道在这个时间里面会
If
发
one
生。
person is ready, baptize.
如果有一个人准备好了，就给他施浸吧。
Because if you have good small group operation,
因为如果有好的小组的运作，
we will still have baptism at the end of the public evangelism.
我们仍然会在布道会的结尾会受洗。
So, for those who are coming for the evangelistic meeting,
所以那些来参加公众布道会的，在7月份的，
my counterpart, my partner is Pastor Jason Feng.
那我被指派的我的伙伴是冯杰新，
I will not tell Pastor Jason Feng,
我不会告诉杰新。
Pastor, if you have baptism in April, please tell them, just wait to July. I will not tell him.
我不会告诉他说，杰西，如果你4月份有人准备受洗了，我不会跟他讲说，先不要受洗，轮到我来讲布道。
I will say, if you have one person ready, baptize.
我会告诉他说，4月有人如果准备好受洗，我就说就给他施洗吧。
But please run the small group
但是至少要有小组的，
for the preparation of the harvest.
是为了收割布道会所预备的。
The first big baptism after the ascension of Jesus
在耶稣基督升天之后的第一个的大型的敬礼，
with the early reign of the Holy Spirit
是透过圣灵的早雨成就的，
was a result of big public evangelism.
是一个大型的公众布道会的结果。
That 3,000 were baptized at the time.
因为那个时候有3000位受洗，
So we believe in both personal and also public
所以我们
evangelism.
相信两者，个人或者是公众布道会。
So this is one cycle.
所以这是一个循环。
Now let's talk in some more details about each of these.
那我们接下来分别就这几个细
Let's talk
节
about
来。
administrative action.
我们第一个先讲到有关于采取行政行动的部分。
Relevant committees of the conference and local churches need to take actions for the following.
区会和地方教会相关的委员会需要为以下的事项采取行动。
Number one is activation of the small groups.
第一个就是启动 DNA 行动门徒小组。
Action to be done for training the leaders.
这个行动呢，就是领袖的训练。
And then each small group will decide, each church will decide the cycle.
然后每一个教会自己决定那个循环。
Now that we have this TMI 2019, it is good that we have at least one cycle this year.
那我们今年有这个大型的共同推动的2019全体教友总动员的布道计划，那么我们至少在今年可以有一个6个月的循环。
Included in the action of the church is also about how we are going to fund this in the local church.
所以教会整体的部分呢，可以采取的行动就是，那我们怎么样可以支持这个小组运作？
We need to have the action and the action number, because we are very serious on this.
我们必须在堂董会有一个议决暗号，表示我们非常的慎重。
Okay, so administrative support,
所以我们称它为在行政方面采取行动，
even in a local church.
即使是在地方教会的层级。
I was told by one of my teachers in undergraduate when I was doing theology.
我在大学神学系就读的时候，一个老师这么跟我说。
Never have a church board committee if you don't have agenda in mission.
如果你没有在传道或者传福音这方面有任何计划，不要召开堂董会。
And my teacher told us, make after the approval of the minutes, evangelism as the first agenda.
在所有堂董会的议程里面，第一项议程是应该有关于传福音的议程。
We don't want to run our church like business as usual.
我们不要让我们的教会运作的像一般的商号或是一般的企业一
Okay,
样。
action number one.
第一个行动
Business as usual, this one. Action number one, 19-01.
例如说今年是2019，第一个议决案叫做这个叫什么？
The church voted to change the color of the wall from blue to yellow.
19001堂董会的第一个暗号呢，议决是教会的外墙的颜色改变。
It should be evangelistic.
不是这样子，应该是有关于布道计划。
Unless you make an action, the church voted to change the color of the wall from blue to yellow.
除非堂董会的议决是说从蓝色改为黄色。
Because we have surveyed that many visitors like yellow color and they would like to come to church.
因为经过调查之后，很多的人因为教会是黄色，所以喜欢来到教会。
That is evangelistic.
那么这样的议决案的内容就是跟布道有关啦。
And sometimes even people make actions of many things about how they need to buy some more pants for the potluck and everything. There are so many kinds. If you go through your the minutes of your church, for 1 year, you will find so many interesting actions.
那如果你有机会，你去看那个教会一整年的堂董会的议决案，哇，有很多很有趣的议决啊，例如说什么聚餐要买什么盘子、什么颜色、什么东西这一类的议决。
One way of evaluating our church is to go through the actions of the church, the minutes of the church for the last year.
其中一个评鉴一个教会的果效是去看他过去一年的堂董会议决的内容。
I'm happy that there are about 20 church elders attending this meeting.
我非常高兴，我们这次大概20几位的长子来参加我们的会
Please
议。
look at the minutes of our church board for 2018.
各位长子，我鼓励你回去看我们地方教会2018年的一整年的堂董会议决。
How many actions have we made in relation to soul winning and evangelism?
所有的议决里面有占了多少的百分比是跟救灵、跟布道有关的议决？
That is one way to evaluate whether our local church is evangelistic or not.
这个是其中评鉴，或者是看出我们地方教会是一个传福音的教会，或者不是。
From now on, let us make evangelism as main agenda in all our church board meetings.
让我们从现在开始，每一个地方教会，让传福音这个提案成为我们教会提案的最主要的一个提案。
Some church board meetings even deals more with disfellowshipping members and disciplining members.
有的教会甚至呢，他们的议决是有关于开除教友，占大多数。
So administrative action is very important. Next,
所以行政的行动是
training
非常
and
重要。
promotion.
下一个是有关训练跟宣导。
Actually, we are coming here not for training.
实际上大家来不是为了训练。
I like the title because it says revival.
我喜欢那个我们的题目叫做培灵。
Revival is different from training.
如果说讲培灵的话呢，就跟训练不一样。
Training means learning something that we are not yet knowledgeable.
训练的意思代表着是来听取我们还不知道的东西。
Revival means
那个培灵或者是复兴，
reviewing something that we know already but we have not yet done.
就是说复习一些我们已经知道，但是我们还未做的事，就叫做复
This
兴
is not training for pastors and elders. This is revival.
所以这个不是为同工的训练，而是为同工的培灵。
When we go to church next Sabbath,
当我们下个安息天到教会的时候，
this coming Sabbath,
这个要来的安息天，
make sure at least we have 1 hour introducing this idea.
至少确认，至少我们花1个小时介绍这些概念。
We need to move forward and quickly.
我们必须很快的向前进的。
But that happens only when we or I as pastor believe that.
但是这必须是在我们传道人本身。
Our members need to be convinced that the implementation of small group is biblical imperative.
教会以及小组还有教友们需要相信，施行小组是依据圣经教导的命令，
And our Lord Jesus Christ gave an example.
是由我们的主耶稣基督所立下的榜样。
And then our members need to undergo a proper maybe we can say orientation.
那我们的弟兄姐妹必须受到训练。
I believe in the good spirit.
我相信在好的这个方面来说，
Two Sabbath afternoons will be adequate to orient our church members.
我们可以用2个安息天的下午来transfer 来改造我们的弟兄姐妹。
Because the training is not yet done. As we start, we keep on training them, but it goes on.
我们的训练还没开始，但是当我们开始进行这个宣导跟训练的时候，会继续下去。
If possible, the pastor is in charge of one of the small groups.
那如果可能的话，我们传道同工负责其中一个小组。
Next is commitment.
下一个行动是委身。
I think each local church in Taiwan,
在台湾的每一间教会，
if we believe in this,
他们如果相信这个，
let us plan that on one Sabbath we make a commitment ceremony to implement small group.
让我们选择其在一个安息天来进行立约委身的这个小组的立约委身。
Maybe this could be done on the February the 2nd.
也许在2月的 February 2nd，
Yes.
2月2号。
And then at the end of the orientation about small group,
在那个小组的训练之后来进行，
make that special.
让这个献身会呢，
That all members who feel the burden of mission
让所有的教友能够感受到传福音的重担，
may be committed to be part of a small group lifestyle.
他们甚至愿意委身到度过一个小组的生活模式。
Next is the formation of the small group.
下一个是有关于小组的组成的阶段。
The church board appoints the group leaders and approve the groupings.
教会堂董会核准任命小组长，并议决进行小组分组。
I know that this is not easy.
我知道这不容易来到这个阶段。
Technically speaking, that is easy.
技术上来说这是容易的，
But practically, we have challenges.
但实际上我们会面临一些
So
挑
the
战。
idea is that if we don't have yet any small group in our church,
所以理想的做法是，如果教会还没有任何小组，
begin with 1 or 2 groups
以一个或者是2个小组来开始，
with active members
然后这个小组
to
必须
serve as
是
a pilot group for the church, a pilot group.
让他们成为教会的适航的小组做示范。
Choose those that we believe have the passion
选择那些相信然后很热情的教友，
and make them in one group as a pilot group.
让他们组成一个小组，成为一个示范的小组。
And so all the members will know from what they are doing.
所以所有的弟兄姐妹就从他们的身上可以看见，
This is a way of training them.
训练他们的方式是这样。
After 6 months, you can have 4 or 5.
6个月之后，你可以4个5个small group
Yes.
小组。
I mean double or triple.
6个月之后呢，2倍3倍的倍增。
I mentioned this earlier.
先前我们提了这个。
Begin with the current church members.
I didn't translate this.
No problem. I understand.
以目前现成的教友开始。
Every church member should be a member of one small group or DNA.
每一个教友应该成为 DNA 行动门徒小组的一员。
And each member is called a disciple of
那
Christ.
么每一个组员被称为门徒。
They are not only a member, but they are disciples.
他们不只是被称为教友，而他们被称为
And I
门
mentioned
徒。
already about some training.
我已经提到过有关于组长的训练。
It could be through a conventional training like this we do in training.
可以透过传统训练方式，像这样。
Or we have a prototype DNA, a pilot DNA.
或者是所谓的典范的这个 DNA 或者适航的
Then we will
DNA 小
multiply
组。
it as time goes.
那随着时间的这个过去呢，我们让小组来增长。
Then we have a Sabbath that we announce the formation of the small group, and at the same time we can have a commitment at the
然
time.
后我们选择某个安息天作为成立小组跟献身的安息天。
We talked about the structures earlier.
我们之前讲到小组的
We
结构，
have 2 examples in the New Testament.
在新约里面我们有2个例子。
Jesus decided to have 12 disciples.
耶稣他有12个他有门徒。
And they did also some small baptism during the training.
在这个训练的过程当中，他们也有一些施洗。
But after the ascension of Jesus, they had a very big harvest.
那在耶稣升天之后，他们有非常大的收割。
So 12 disciples.
所以耶稣有12个门徒。
At the end of the training, 1 disciple was lost. 1 disciple was lost.
那在这个小组的训练结束之后，他们失去了一位门徒。
Some people even say Jesus himself was not very successful because of 12, 1 was lost.
所以有人讲说，耶稣自己本身也不成功，因为失去了一个。
From one point of view, this is really an encouragement for us because we are not free from failures.
从某个角度来说，这对我们来说也是一种鼓励，因为我们不用害怕，也是
We
失
don't
败。
blame Jesus being failing, but
我们不责怪耶稣的
Judas
失败，
made his own decision.
因为是犹大自己做了自己的决定。
And if you see in John chapter 17,
你在约翰17章里面可以看到，
in his prayer, Jesus gave a report to his father.
在他的祷告里面，他给他的天父了这样的一个报告。
And he made that report when he prayed on that night, Thursday night, after Judas left the upper room.
那这个祷告是在犹大离开了这个楼上的房间之后所做的祷告。
Let me read for us the text, the way how Jesus report to his Father.
我念给大家听。
It is in John chapter 17.
报告在约翰福音第17
John
章。
17. Verse 12.
第12节，
He reported in his prayer to his Father,
他在祷告中向天父上帝说
while I was with them,
当我与他们在一起的时候
I protected them and kept them safe
我保守他们免于祸患
by the name you gave me.
透过你所给予的名
None has been lost except the one doomed to destruction.
没有一个失落，但是却有一个
So I reported, you gave me 12, one is lost.
所以他跟天父上帝说你给我12，但是
So we have one example of a structure of DNA. We have 12 in one group.
所以我们有这个有关于小组的组织架构的例子
Now I want
12个
us,
但是失去了一个
I want us to read this because the next Bible text, Acts chapter 19 verses 6 and 7, this is very important.
那接下来的这个经文我也邀请大家一起来念
Can you open your Bible? I would like you to find one word.
你可以打开你的圣经或是你手机的上面的圣经软体吗
19 verses
使徒行传19章
6 and 7.
6、7节，我要你找一个词
Especially verse 7. This is talking about the number of disciples of Paul in Ephesus.
这第7节特别讲到保罗在以弗所的门徒
And he was with his disciples every day in a lecture hall of Tyrannus.
他们在一个演讲厅什么的每天都在一起
For 2 years
有2年之久
with this small group.
跟他的这个小组
Now, verse 7.
第7节
My English Bible says there were about 12 men in all.
他们总共有12个人
What does your Chinese Bible say?
圣经中文圣经怎么写的
Do you have the word 12 there?
你中文有12这个字是吗
Do you have the word about, which is only an estimation?
有没有中文有那个字叫做大约有吗
有没有？有。
那是一共
There is about 12.
共约是吗我刚听到共约吗
约有没有？约有。
共约有
一共约有
There's no.
yes
So about 12.
yes 一共约有
It means 12 for a small group is not a magic number actually. It is about 12.
所以当这边告诉我们就是说12不是一个惊奇的数字
So in some context,
了解意思吗不是一个神奇的数字所以在有一些的经文里头
people go with 8 members.
有的小组是8个人
In some context, they go with 12, 13, even up to 15.
有些背景里头他们12、13甚至15
So it is about that number.
所以 it is not
It is about that number.
所以是有关于那个数字的
It's up to you in your church.
所以看我们地方教会怎么决定
But of course, it is not 50.
但是不是50就对了
Because even for Jethro, it says you need to also have leaders of 10.
因为叶特罗岳父给的忠告给你去
So
的忠告
about 12 members.
10个以内
And then consider the context, of course.
当然了解到这个文化的背景
Now, I mentioned this already that everyone get to do something.
我已经提到过每一个人都必须做些什
Okay, I
么
already mentioned this.
我已经提过了
We have still about 15 minutes.
我们还有15分钟吗
Now let me go through the task of each. You need to have the job description of every function.
每一个组员里面被赋予的责任的功能我想跟大家分享一下
This is very important, not only in the small group, but also in the church.
非常的重要我们有在台湾的区会的网站也有寄给所有传统同工了
I remember when I started pastoring,
我记得我开始牧会的时候，
I was still very diligent.
我那时候还是非常的努力工作。
So after the church officers election,
所以在教会职员的选举之后，
I spent time maybe one day
然后我花了大概1天的时间哦，
looking at the church manual
我看着那个教会的规程，
with some additional information based on the context.
根据这个里面的这个讯息呢，
And I type and make the job descriptions of all the church function. Job description.
我就根据教会规程把每一个教会职员的职务列出
I
来。
type, what is the function of an elder?
长老的职分是什么？我
What
打
is the
字。
function of head deacon?
首席执事的
What
职
is the
分是
function
什么
of？ deacons and deaconesses?
你男女执事的职分是什么？我都打
Because
字。
we choose them, we elect them,
因为我们选了他们呢，
but many of them, they don't have any idea what to do.
可是他们很多人都不知道选我要做什么。
So in a church, you have also an education coordinator or secretary usually. What is the use of education secretary
在
in the
地方教会不
church?
晓得有没有选
In
教
a
会
local
的干
church,
事哈？在地方教会是干
you
事。
have the secretary of personal ministries.
你们有那个书记
You have the Sabbath school secretary.
哦，各部门都有书记嘛哈。
Now, do we take it for granted that they all know what they are going to do?
所以我们是不是把它当作理所当然，选了他们都知道要做什么？
I remember I typed them,
我亲手打字，
every function.
每一个选出来的
I
都会记
printed them
然后我印出来给他
and I
们，
photocopied.
然后我印，
And then I gathered the church board.
然后把堂董会成员召集
I
起来，
said, let's have one day of church officer orientation.
然后呢，我们花1整天的时间来训练
And we
我们的
prepare
教会
lunch.
职员。
We prepare lunch.
我们当然有准备午餐，
So one day, we only talk about what each function in the church would do.
所以我们花1天的时间来分享，告诉每一个被选出来的弟兄姐妹的职分是什么。
What is the job descriptions of a deacon, of a deaconess, Sabbath school leader, and everything? We cannot just take it for granted that they know.
男女执事教会的安全权主理，他的职长是什么？我们都告诉他们，我们不把它当作是理所当然，选了他就懂了。
And in some cases,
在某些情况下，
although there are some functions not included in the church manual,
有些情况呢是教会规程里面没有写出来的工作，
we chose also some officers.
我们也选了一些规程里面所指定以外的教会职员。
Do you have a security coordinator in your local church?
你的教会有安全协调人吗？
It is not in the church manual, security coordinator.
教会规程里面没有说要选一个叫做安全协调人。
But there was a
专门
time
负责
that
安
we
全
also appoint a security coordinator.
但是我们也指派了一个专门负责安全的协调人，
Because that the location of the church is somehow a little bit risky.
因为那个教会所在的位置有一点点危险。
And there was a policeman that we appointed, and he could contact the police office so that they know what time we are doing the worship.
那我们所指派的那个安全协调人呢，是一位警察弟兄，因为他有这个人脉跟关系。
Okay? And we also chose, for example, coordinator for the ushers, those welcoming the visitors, coordinator.
还有招待的协调人，专门负责去拜访没有来的。
So what I'm presenting here, these are suggestions, but you know the context, you know what is the need. But once you appoint someone, make sure that that person knows the job description.
所以接着下来要分享的这些都是建议哈，大家可以依据我们自己当地的背景。
Well, for example, for the fellowship coordinator,
这个协调人的工作是什么呢？
he will or she will prepare meeting schedules aside from Sabbath school study time and make the schedule and also who is in charge.
负责聚会跟周间团契的这个人呢，他除了要负责在安息日的分班的时间之外，还要准备在 以外的时间的计划表，包括日期、场地跟负责人。
I'm sharing with you example of job descriptions.
我在分享给你什么叫做职掌表，
That everyone knows what they are supposed to do.
让每个人知道他们的职掌是什么。
Contacting all the disciples or members of the small group, making sure of their attendance in all meetings.
联系所有的门徒或者是DNA 的小组的组员，确保他们都会来参加聚会。
Preside all gatherings and meetings, making sure the programs run well.
这个负责人他要主持所有的聚会，跟团契的这个会议。
This is not in the church manual, but we give an idea that once we appoint someone, that person should know what he or she is supposed to do in a small group. Okay?
教会规程里面根本没有写刚刚那一条，但是我们就必须让他知道他要做什么。
Interest coordinator, for example.
布道有协调人，
Receiving information from all members or disciples about Bible interest or potential Bible interests.
从所有的教友或门徒身上呢，收集对于研究圣经有兴趣的名单。
Keeping the list of all Bible interests and distribute the names to all disciples for prayer and further follow-up.
然后记录所有对圣经有兴趣的慕道友清单，然后将他的名字给所有的门徒作为祷告跟进。
And making sure that all Bible interests are followed up by the small group.
然后确保所有的慕道友都有 DNA 小组跟进关怀，然后这些都是未来新的 DNA 小组的潜在门
This is
徒。
what I can think about. You can modify based on what function you would like to have in a small group.
这个就是我刚才举的其中一个例子，就是依据需要来发展这些功能。
Now, retention and reclamation coordinator.
再来一个就是有关于保留与挽回的负责人，
Because we also are concerned with those who stop coming to church.
因为我们也关心那些不再来到教会的人。
And the job description of the coordinator of retention is to identify disciples who did not come to church the previous Sabbath and the reasons they did not come and encourage them to come for the next meeting.
保留与挽回的，我就把它翻译成负责人，比较在地化哦。那他们的责任就是确保呢，没有来到教会的门徒去了解他们不来的原因，然后鼓励他们来。
Well, I don't want you to be taken to all of these details because these are suggestions. The idea is that we need to have job description for each function in the small group.
那我分享这些的是不是要让你看到这么多的叙述？就是重点就是说，他每一个被指派的职分，他必须有清楚的他的职掌表是什么。
Okay, prayer coordinator, preparing prayer agenda, for example.
还有所谓的祷告跟圣经研究的负责人。
And if you'd like to combine with the Bible study, arrange schedule for Bible study every gathering.
每一次的聚会要研究的圣经的主题等等的，这边的 SS 就是安全
etc. Training coordinator.
还有包括训练或是培训的负责人。
Identify the need of the small group and invite the church pastor. Could you please come and give us some orientation about this?
找出小组里面特别的需要呢，门徒训练等等，然后呢，请传道人来协助他们。
And that training coordinator could represent the small group in the trainings done by the church or even by the conference.
那如果有教会的训练班门训，或者是区会所举办的门训，那么那个负责人他就可以来代表小组参加。
Outreach coordinator.
还有我们安息会比较不习惯这个
Planning of
外
outreach
展
activities.
负责人。
Planning of outreach activities.
计划所有外展
With
对
the
外
purpose
的服务
of finding new interests,
其中一个任务是要找到新的慕道友
etc.
等等之类的。
Now let's come for the action.
我们现在来看到行动的部分。
Those are part of the training and orientation and preparation. We need to prepare everything so that everyone knows. That is for the preparation. Now we come to the action.
刚刚我们讲的都是准备的那个循环，我们现在来到实际行动的部分。
I like this Bible text.
我非常喜欢这个经文。
When a farmer plows for planting, does he plow continually?
难道农夫会一直耕地而不撒种吗？
Does he keep on breaking up and harrowing the soil?
难道他会一直耕地、犁地、耙地吗？
What is the answer?
答案是什么？
No.
不会。
Have you ever seen a farmer the whole year only do like this?
你有看到过农夫
Preparing the soil the whole year?
都在这个叫什么锄
No.
锄地
We
收
are
谷
not
吗？
going to do only outreach and community service the whole year, 2 years, 3 years. That is only soil preparation.
所以我们不可能做社区服务这样的在收土的工作2年3年，因为那个只是什么土壤的准备的阶段。
We need also to start thinking of planting the seed.
收土了之后，我们也开始思考撒种的工作了。
I like this Bible text.
我喜欢这个经文
I just found this
我发现了这个经
and I
文，
thought let me include this.
那我就想说我要跟大家分享这
So
个经文。
soil preparation
所以土壤的预备，
and then the planting
然后撒种，
and then keep on watering
然后继续的浇灌，
and then God will give it growth
然后上帝会使它成长，
for harvest.
让我们来收割。
Okay, prepare the soil and when it is ready, sow the seed.
所以准备土壤，准备好了之后就撒种。
Thank you. Okay, this is the steps of the actions that we are doing.
这就是我们在做的这个行动的图示。
And I attended one seminar at the end of 2017.
在2017年的时候，我参加了一个研习会。
And I think it was in UC.
是在鱼池。
in the health center.
在健康中心。
At the time, we listened to the testimony from Pastor Makilitu.
那当时听了吗？
And also from the
牧师的感人见
and
证。
also from the Butterfly Church.
还有来自陈牧师你在哪里？
茂鲁
蝴蝶教
We
会
received testimony.
他的见证。
And one of the presenter, Pastor Jim Howard, presents this idea that this is biblical.
然后呢，其中一个主讲人Jim Howard 他就分享这个来自圣经教导的分享。
We cannot miss one of these.
他说我们不能够错失任何其中一段。
Sometimes we focus only on the harvest.
有些时候我们只注重到最后收割的阶段。
Sometimes we plant, we preach.
有些时候我们撒种，就像我们讲
But
到，
those who come to the evangelistic meeting, we have never met before.
但是那些来到布道会的人是，
We never
我们之前从来没见过
We，never had contact before.
我们从来没有接触过。
And sometimes after we preach, we didn't have follow-up.
那我们讲到了之后，我们没
So
有跟
everything
进，
is very important.
所以这个行动非常的重要。
So harvest is more than simply a baptismal service.
所以收割它不仅仅是一个洗礼的服务而已。
This is a small river in the village where I was born.
这是我的故乡的河流。
I was born in the year of 69. So this year I'm turning 50.
所以我今年
I was born in this village.
我在这个部落这个村庄我在这个村庄出生的，我今年要成为50岁了。
And there was a time that I thought I have to conduct evangelistic meeting in the village where I was born.
那有一天我就想说，我应该在我自己的村庄里面举行布道会。
And the one that I was baptizing, this one, he is my uncle.
那这个我实习的这一个人是
So I
我
was
舅舅，
very happy.
我非常的高兴。
Baptism is more than simply a baptismal service.
我应该翻译是，它不仅仅是一个洗礼，
Now,
没有那个服务的名字。
do you see my hand? My left hand?
有看到我的左手在哪里吗？
Where is my left hand?
我的左手在哪里？
It is on the head of the baptismal candidate.
是在这个要准备受洗的人的头
You see,
上。
I didn't do like this
我没有举手，
because this is very high.
因为这个是非常的高啊。
And when I was still young in the high school, I noticed pastor when they were baptizing.
那我注意到高中的时候，我知道牧师在给人施洗的时候，
And some pastors who are not very experienced, sometimes they are almost baptized also together.
我注意到那些没有经验的一个牧师在给人施洗的时候，自己也到水里面了，
They are wet up to here.
那个水都到他脖子了，
Yeah, maybe they need some more practice.
所以他需要更多的练习。
But I thought at the time,
那个时候我是那样想的啦。
That when a pastor raised his hand
当那个牧师举他的手的时候，
to baptize,
要给人施洗的时候，
I thought the pastor is only preparing to hold the back of the candidate so that the candidate could be baptized or immersed properly.
那个手举起来的用意应该是为了预备撑住那个要受洗的人让他很优雅的进到水里面。
Later, I came to know the significance or the meaning of having hands on the head.
我后来才了解到那个手按在要准备施洗的人的意义是什么。
That is why I don't put it higher. I touch the head.
所以我就不再举手了，我就把手按在那个被施洗的人头
Because
上。
this is, for me, a commissioning to be God's witness.
因为这个就是上帝委派我成为见证人的。
That when someone is baptized
当一个人被施浸的时候，
in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit,
奉父子圣灵的名，
we are baptizing them to make them a disciples.
给他们施浸成为耶稣基督的门徒，
And they are born again to be a missionary.
然后他们重生成为宣教士。
And we have a quotation from Ellen White about that. That
Why-
everyone born into the church is born to be a missionary.
诞生到教会里面成为一个宣教士。
So baptism is not simply a baptismal service.
所以敬礼不只是一个单纯的一个敬礼而已，
It is to anoint and to commission someone to be a disciple of Christ.
是按手高立他成为一个宣教士。
Sometimes we do the baptisms very quickly.
有些时候我们很快速的就敬完。
Okay? And then we almost memorize. It's just like memory verse already.
就好像存心节一样，我们都背好了。
Mention the name.
我们提到这个人的名字。
Even the name sometimes pastor forget.
有些时候牧师会忘记那个人的名字啊。
Where is the name?
那个名字是什么？这个人。
And then the pastor will simply say, "My brother," but he forgets the name.
那个牧师忘记名字了，他就会说：“我为我的弟兄，我是为我的姐妹。”
We need to make it very special and personal.
我们必须要让它成为一个特别的，然后是特别为
Mention the name
提到这个人的名字，
because of your acceptance to Jesus Christ as your personal Savior.
因为接受耶稣基督成为你个人的救主。
As a servant of God from the Seventh-day Adventist Church, I'm baptizing you
作为基督复临安息日会的仆人，我为你施
to
浸，
be a disciples of Christ
成为基督的门徒，
in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit.
是用父子圣灵的名施洗，
Make it a memorable moment for that person.
让这个敬礼的这个阶段成为这个人的一个美好的。
If you know a little bit about the background of his or her conversion,
如果你甚至知道这个人的一些的背景，
by his or her permission, you can relate a little bit.
在他的允许之下、同意之下，你可以稍微提出来。
Especially every year, we don't have so many baptisms. Don't make it in a hurry.
所以，而且我们每一年施浸的人数也不多啊，赶什么呢？
In a year, we have maybe 5 or 6 baptisms. Make it special. Don't make it in a hurry.
一年了不起5个，不要急啊，让它成为值得回忆纪念的时刻。
Make it memorable for the family if it is that their children got baptized, or for that person.
让这一家的人成为这是一个值得回忆、珍惜的时刻。
If it is a member of a child of, if it is a child of a church member,
如果是教友的孩子，
we can say, mention the name.
我们可以说提到这个孩子的名字，
After mention the name,
提了名字之
we
后，
say,
我们可以说
you are born in an Adventist family.
你出生在福临信徒的家庭。
But we believe that this decision you make not because you just want to follow your parents.
那我们相信你做的这个决定，不只是因为你想要跟随你的父母。
I know that God has a special purpose for you.
我知道上帝对你有特别的计划。
And because you have accepted Jesus Christ as your personal Savior, then we continue.
因为你接受耶稣基督作为你个人的救主，让我们继续。
Make it personal and memorable.
哦，让它变成这个是专属他的时刻，让他可以记住。
Because sometimes if we baptize them in a hurry,
因为有些时候我们太快给他施洗，
they will also go out from the church very quickly.
他们也会很快的离开教会。
So make it memorable.
所以让他
Later, I'm going to present to us the idea about baptism.
接着下来我会跟你分享有关于这个敬礼的一
What we
些
do before baptism,
敬礼之前我们做什么？
during baptism,
在敬礼之间
and after baptism.
敬礼之后
Because I believe it is important too.
因为我觉得这非常的重
So
要。
may God bless each and every one of us.
愿上帝祝福我们每一位。
Thank you so much. Let
谢
us
谢大
pray.
家，我们祷告。
Father in heaven.